Here is an example problem under syllogism. Statements or some statements will be given like this: all trucks are vans, all vans are cars are trains. And some conclusions will be given like 1, 2, 3. And what you have to do is you have to check whether the given conclusions are according to the given statements. Your objective is to just check out whether the given conclusions are correct or not according to the given statements. And you will be asked to tick any one of the following options given at the bottom: 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Out of this you have to choose any one accordingly. Model 1. How to deal with statements that have the word all. Here are the statements: all monkeys are dogs, all dogs are cats. When I say these statements, please you switch off your brain. Don't imagine the real world monkeys, cats or dogs. Please don't imagine anything. I just want your brain not to imagine anything, just to follow what I say. Okay? So just drop off the thoughts of the real world and just follow me. So when a statement like all monkeys or dogs is given, you have to draw a diagram. I will say you how to do this. All monkeys or dogs. Take the word near to all, which is monkeys here. I draw it in a circle. Let me represent it as M. Now take the word at the end. Here at the end, the word at the end is dogs, right? So I take it as the outer circle of M. So the theme is all monkeys or dogs. The word near all is monkeys, so I make it as the inner circle, and the last word dogs, I make it as the outer circle. Is that clear? Very good. The next statement is all dogs are cats. Now what I do is I have already drawn dogs, right? I have already drawn dogs. Now you please forget of the monkey. You just concentrate only on the dogs. I have already drawn dogs. Now so the first part is already over. All dogs are cats. Here first part is over and the last word is cats. So dogs will be the inner circle and cats will be the outer circle. Is that clear? So when a statement like all x is y is given, draw x as the inner circle and y as the outer circle. That's it. Now we can see the possible conclusions for this. Please listen to me very carefully. Only if you know this, you will be able to proceed further. Okay? So here I will draw an arrow. Here the arrow is from monkey towards dogs. This is an outward arrow because the arrowhead is facing outward. When I have an outward arrow, the keyword you have to use is all. Right? The relationship between monkey and dogs is all because this is an outward arrow. So I say all monkeys are dogs. Understood? Very good. Next, let me draw another arrow. Here the arrow is from monkeys to cats. What kind of arrow is this? This is an outward arrow, so I should read it as all. Okay, all monkeys are cats. Okay, very good. Next we have the arrow from dogs towards cats. This is again an outward arrow, so I should use the word all and read it as all dogs are cats. Is that clear? Next I am going to have an inward arrow. Inward, okay, it is facing inside. So when an inward arrow comes, I have to use the word some, S-O-M-E. Okay, so this should be read like some cats or monkeys. Is that clear? Next I have the arrow from dogs towards monkey. This is again an inward arrow, so I should use the word some, and this should be read like some dogs or monkeys. Very good. Next is, can you say what kind of relation exists between cats and dogs? This is again an inward arrow, so how should I read this? This should be read like some cats or dogs. That's it. I hope you understood this. Model 2. How to deal with statements that have the word some. Here are the statements. Some monkeys are dogs, some dogs are cats. So for this, we can have many possible diagrams, and we are going to do only two diagrams. The first one is no brain diagram, and the second one is little brain diagram. First, let's see how to draw a no brain diagram. So for no brain diagram, please don't use your imagination or creativity or your brain to draw the entities. Just draw the entities as they are given in the question. For example, taking the first statement, some monkeys or dogs is given. So I am going to draw an intersection between monkeys and dogs. So please understand, when some is given, please draw an intersection diagram between the two entities. For example, if sum x is y is given, draw an intersection diagram between x and y. Here the statement is some monkeys or dogs, so I am going to draw an intersection diagram between m and d. M for monkey, d for dog. Next statement is some dogs or cats. So how should I do this? Now you are not supposed to use your imagination or any brain activity. Just read the question. It is the statement 2 words, some dogs or cats. So just draw an intersection between dogs and cats. That's enough. Don't use your any extra brain or extra fitting. Just an intersection is enough between dogs and cats, like this. Is that clear? So next diagram is little brain diagram. What you have to do here is, again I will say you how to do this. Now taking statement number 1, some monkeys or dogs, so I draw an intersection diagram between monkeys and dogs. Now taking the second statement, it is some dogs or cats, so I want to draw cats as an intersection between D and C. Okay, but now I am using my brain. I am little confused whether that intersection C can be placed placed like this. Can it be placed like this? Yeah, of course it can be placed like this, because in the question it has not been said that no monkeys or cats. There is no statement like no monkeys or cats. So using my brain, I can imagine like, since in the question there is no monkeys or cats, the cat can even be a monkey, right? Because some dogs are already monkeys. So this diagram is also a possible diagram. So diagram number 1 is no brain diagram. Please don't use your creativity or intelligence to draw it. Just draw the circles as it is given in the question. Statement number how to draw diagram 2 is use your little brain, and you can itself conclude little relations, and you can itself encircle them, how they could be related, and you can draw this. Also remember, with little brain diagram, you try to include all the possible relations you can, all the possible relations you can imagine, all the possible relations they can have with your imagination, and you can draw them. That's it. Okay. Model 3. Let's see how to deal with the statements that have all and some. Here are the statements, all monkeys or dogs, some dogs or cats. So let's draw the no brain diagram first. Reading out the first statement, all monkeys or dogs. Since all is given, I have to draw enclosing circles. Monkeys as the inner circle and dogs as the outer circle. Reading out the second statement, some dogs or cats. So since some is given, I have to draw the intersection diagram between dogs and cats. Please don't use your imagination or intelligence. Just draw the intersection between dogs and cats. That's more than enough. Next, I am going to draw the little brain diagram. How to do this? Reading again the statement 1. All monkeys or dogs. Monkeys goes as the inner circle and dogs are the outer circle. Reading the next statement, some dogs or cats. Now there is a possibility that cats may even cover the monkeys like this, right? Now you compare the no brain diagram and little brain diagram. Okay, no brain diagram I have drawn as it has been given in the statements. In little brain diagram, I use my brain a little to understand there could be a relation between monkey and cat also. Because in the question or in the statement, there is no statement like no monkey is cat, or even there is no statement like no cat is monkey. So obviously I can even conclude this. So this is little brain diagram. Please try to understand. Both the diagrams are really very easy to draw. Just the C is overlapping M, D and C here. Model 4. Now let's deal with statements that have the words some and all. Previously we saw model 3, which is about all and some. This is about some and all. Let's start now. Here are the statements: some monkeys are dogs, all dogs are cats. So let me draw the diagram. Some monkeys are dogs. So what kind of diagram? It's intersection between monkeys and dogs. So monkeys, dogs. Next statement, second statement is all dogs are cats. So when all is given, what kind of diagram is possible? This is the inner circle and outer circle. So dogs will be the inner circle and cats will be the outer circle. So the possible diagram is this. Is that clear? You see here, D is the inner circle and C is the outer circle. Please remember, D should be completely enclosed by C because all dogs are cats. So D must be completely enclosed by C as given here. So for this, only one possible diagram could be there because C has already taken some part of M, right? So this is the only possible diagram you can have for this. Now what are the possible solutions you can have? Can you say me? I can say some monkeys or cats, but this has not been given in the question. But from this diagram I can conclude some monkeys or cats because there is an intersection between monkeys and cats, right? Again I can say some cats or monkeys, right? Model 5. Now let's deal with statements that have the word no. Here is the statement: no monkey is dog. So when no is given, please draw two circles separately. One circle for monkey and the other for dog. Make them completely separate. No intersection, no enclosing. They should remain separate. So here is an important trick to you, like when to draw two diagrams, the both little brain diagram and no brain diagram. So here is the answer. When the given conclusion has no, you have to draw the two diagrams. Please try to recall the difference between statements and conclusions. Statements are completely different, so you please don't keep on searching for no in the statements. Just you look for no in the conclusions. If you find some no in the conclusions, you have to draw both the little brain diagram and the no brain diagram. No other way. But if your conclusion does not have any word no, you are escaped. You have to draw only the no brain diagram, which is really very easy. Here are some interesting problems for you. So in syllogism, a problem will resemble like this. Some statements will be given, some conclusions will be given, and some options will be given. And you will be asked to choose any of the options out of the 5. Now let's start to solve this problem. So what you should do initially is look at the conclusions. Here 3 conclusions are given. Step 1 is look at the conclusions and identify if there are any conclusions with the word no. Here I don't have any conclusions with the word no. So straight away I have to draw only the no brain diagram for the statements given here. Please try to understand, I am going to draw the no brain diagram for the statements, not for the conclusion, right? So let's start now. So reading out the statements, first one is all trucks are vans. So all trucks are vans. Inner circle will be trucks and outer circle will be vans. Here I use U to denote trucks because in the third statement I have trains. To T I will be using to denote trains and U to denote trucks. Reading out the second statement, all vans are cars. Vans I have drawn it already, so cars will be enclosing the vans, right, like this. Next one is all cars are trains. Cars have been drawn already, so trains will be enclosing the cars, like this. Now let's check whether the conclusions are correct or not. Conclusion 1 is all trains are vans. So all trains are vans. How should I read it out? Please take the circle trains, it is the outermost circle. Now you take the van circle, which is inside. So the relation is from trains to van, it is an inside arrow. It is an inward arrow. So what word should I use for inward arrow? For inward arrow, I am supposed to use only the word some. So the possible relation from trains to vans is some trains or vans. So obviously the first conclusion is wrong. Now we can take the second conclusion. All vans are trucks. Now from vans to trucks, what is the relation here? U denotes the trucks. So from vans to trucks, it is again an inward arrow. So inward arrow should be read like some. So some vans or trucks is correct. However, the second conclusion given is all vans are trucks, which is obviously wrong, right? So first conclusion and second conclusion are wrong because both of them are inward arrows. So obviously some could be correct and not all. Okay, next third conclusion is all trucks are cars. Now trucks is inside the innermost circle and cars, it is outside circle. So the arrow will be an outward arrow. Obviously I will be using the word all. So the answer is all trucks are cars is correct. So only the third conclusion follows. So my option 4 is correct. Hope it's interesting. Here is problem number 2. Again, statements are given followed by the conclusions. What you have to do is step 1, look at the conclusions and say me whether there are any no in the conclusions. No, there are no word named no in the conclusions. So obviously you have to draw only the no brain diagram for the statements, right? So the no brain diagram for the statements we are going to draw. So first statement is some books or papers. If some comes, I have to use intersection diagram. So books and papers intersected to get some books or papers. Next they say some papers are desks. Since we are using no brain diagram, please don't imagine or think anything. Simply make an intersection between papers and desk. Papers has been drawn already, so I draw desk now. Now the third statement is some desks are chairs. So how should I do this? Again, desk has been drawn already, so some desks are chairs will be denoted by the intersection diagram like this, right? So my diagram is over. Next we are going to see the conclusions. Conclusion 1 is some books are desk. Now you take B, books, and D, desk. Whether there is any intersection between B and D? No, there is no intersection between B and D together. So obviously conclusion 1 is wrong. Now we take conclusion 2. Some papers are chairs. Now taking the circle P and taking the circle chair C. There is no intersection between P and C. They are separate circles, right? So again, conclusion 2 is wrong. Now taking third conclusion, some books are chairs. Oh God, again, books and chairs, they are not intersecting. They are separate now. Again, conclusion 3 is wrong. Obviously the answer is choice 5. None follows. Here is problem 3 again with statements and conclusions. So what is step 1? Look at the conclusion to check whether you have any words no. Obviously, luckily we don't have the word no in the conclusion, so we are going to draw only the no brain diagram. So for the statements, first statement is all trees are books. So obviously inner circle, outer circle, trees inside the circle and books outside circle. Second statement is some books are tables. So how should I do this? Some books are tables, it must be an intersection. Now I should not use T for tables because for trees I have already chosen the letter T. So now I am going to choose A for tables and B already I have drawn. So there I am going to draw an intersection between A and B. A for table, right? Now the third statement is all tables are pencils. So what should I do? Table should be the inner circle and pencils, P should be the outer circle, and I draw this way, right? So now the diagram is ready and I'm going to do the conclusions. So what is given as the first conclusion? Some pencils are tables. So T for A. So please don't confuse T for tree and A for table. Okay, now some pencils are tables. So A and P. Yeah, it's correct. You see, pencils towards A. Okay, so pencils towards A is an what kind of arrow? Inward arrow. So how should I read it? Some pencils or tables, right? So conclusion 1 is correct. Taking conclusion 2, some books or trees. Now tree is the inside circle T, right? Now from B to T, what kind of arrow I get? Again, it is an inward arrow. So obviously the word some should be used. So some books or trees. Now third conclusion is some tables or trees. A for table here. So from tables and trees, T for tree, A for table. Whether I have any intersection between them? No, I have an intersection between B and A and not between T and A. So obviously third conclusion is wrong. So the choice 2, that is only 1 and 2 follow, is the correct option. Here is problem number 4 with statements and conclusions. Now step 1 is please check the conclusions if you have the word no. No, I don't have any word no, so I am going to draw only the no brain diagram for this problem. So statement 1 is some boxes or hammers. So how should I do this? Intersection between boxes and hammers. Here I am using X to denote boxes and H to denote hammers. Okay, I get an intersection. Whatever letter you want, you can have. Make sure you could map them very perfectly, right? Now next one is some hammers or pins. So I'm going to draw an intersection between hammers and pins like this. And now they say all pins or rings. So all pins, so P must be the inner circle and ring should be the outer circle like this, right? Now let's see the conclusion. Conclusion 1 is some rings or hammers. Hammer, ring. Yes, there is an intersection between H and R. So conclusion 1 is correct. Second conclusion is some hammers or boxes. There is an intersection between X and H, so obviously it's correct. Third one is some rings or boxes. R and X. For third conclusion, if you observe, X is separate, R is somewhere separate. So there is no intersection, so obviously no some relation between boxes and rings. So third conclusion is wrong. So the answer is only 1 and 2 follow. So here is problem 5. Statements and conclusions are given here. So look at the conclusion first. Here you have the word no in the conclusion, and now you have to draw the 2 possible diagrams for the statements given here. So first let me draw the no brain diagram for the statements. First statement is all flowers are trees, so F inside circle, T outside circle. Second statement is all trees are jungle, so T is the inside circle and J is the outside circle. Third statement is no jungle is hill. No jungle is hill, so J must be a separate circle and H must be a separate circle. So this is my no brain diagram. So now can you use your imagination to draw one more diagram for this with the best possibility? Oh god, I just keep on imagining, using my brain, my creativity, everything, but I couldn't find any more diagram for this. So if this is the case, just stop with this. Don't try for some more diagrams, because I could not get any more diagram out of this, because they have clearly stated no jungle is hill. So obviously I cannot put hill inside somewhere inside the jungle. Try to understand, in the problem statement no jungle is hill has been given, so I cannot put hill inside the jungle. Jungle is the outer circle, so no more possible diagrams are possible for this problem. So I stop this diagram here itself. Only one diagram is possible for this problem. Now we can straight away go with the conclusions. So conclusion 1 is no flower is hill. So no flower is hill. F and H are disjoint circles, separate circles. So conclusion 1 is correct. Conclusion 2 is no tree is hill. Very good. T and H are separate circle. Again 2 is correct. Conclusion 3 is some jungles are flowers. J and F. From J to F I draw an inward arrow. So how should I read an inward arrow? Some. So some jungles are flowers is correct. Obviously the option 1 is correct. All follows. Here is problem 6. Statements and conclusions have been given. What you have to do now, look at the conclusion and check whether you have the word no in the conclusion. Yeah, I have got a no in the conclusions. in conclusion 3. So what you have to do now, you have to draw two diagrams, both no brain diagram and little brain diagram for the statements given here. So now let's start with the no brain diagram. So statement 1 is all tables or boards. So tables, T inside and boards outside circle. Second statement is all pens or boards. So what I have to do, pen inside circle, boards outside circle. Board have been drawn already, so P will be drawn inside. Third statement is all boards or papers. So what should I know? Boards have been drawn already, so papers will be the outside circle, right? Now we are going to draw the little brain diagram for the same statement. So all tables or boards, what I have to do, tables inside, boards outside, no other way, right? Now all pens or boards. Okay, so pens should be drawn inside boards. Now I'm using my little intelligence, like there is a possibility for the pens and the tables to get intersected, right? So I drew this way. Next one is all boards or papers. So for this, no other way, this could be the only way, right? So please try to understand, there is in the no brain diagram you don't have relation between T and P, whereas in little brain diagram, using my little intelligence, I guess why can't T and P be related, because in the question there is no statement saying pens and tables are different, like no table is a pen or no pen is a table. So obviously I use my intelligence and I conclude sometimes tables and papers may be related. Sorry, tables and pens. Okay, P for pen. Tables and pens may be related, and I write this way. Now we can start to do the conclusions. So conclusion 1 is some pens or tables. Please look at the no brain diagram and first conclusion, some pens or tables. So P for pen, T for table. In the first diagram there is no relation, so cross to denote conclusion 1 is wrong. And conclusion 2, some papers or pens, PA outside, pen P inside. So when I draw outside to inside, that is inward arrow from paper to pen, so obviously some word should be used. So some papers or pen is correct, so option 2 is tick. Now third one is no pen is table. So according to this, table and pen TP, they are separate circles, so obviously option 3 is correct, right? So for no brain diagram I have ticked and cancelled the conclusion separately. Now we can look at this down bottom diagram, little brain diagram. So first conclusion, some pens or tables, T and P are related, right? They have an intersection, so option 1 is correct. Now option 2, conclusion 2, some papers or pens, so PA and pen, again inward arrow from paper to pen, so option 2 is correct. Now third one, no pen is table. Oh, here no, it's wrong, because pen and table, they are related, right? So option 3 is wrong. Can you understand why? Because there is an intersection between pen and table in this diagram, and hence no pen is table is a wrong conclusion. Okay, now can you use a trick? I have taught you already. The trick is either or. When you have either or in the option, then you please check out the conclusion, whether you have sentences like sentences with two words that are used. For here you see pens and tables are the two words that are used in conclusion 1 as well as in conclusion 3. In conclusion 1, pens and tables are related using some, whereas in conclusion 3 they are related using no. So obviously there are more chances for the answer to be either or. So now we can check it out whether either or could be the answer or not using these conclusions. Now I am going to compare the both conclusions of both the diagrams. So for conclusion 2, if you observe conclusion 2, it is tick in both the diagrams, so obviously conclusion 2 follows. Conclusion 2 follows. Now we can check whether conclusion 1 and 3 follows, right? So if the conclusion is cross in any of the diagram, obviously that conclusion is wrong. Try to understand, if the conclusion is tick in both the diagrams, the conclusion is correct. If the conclusion is wrong in any of the diagram, obviously that conclusion is false. Okay, now here if you check the way, you see here conclusion 1 is tick in the first diagram, in the blue, okay, in the blue conclusion 1 is tick, and in the white conclusion 1 is wrong. Conclusion 3 is wrong in the blue and conclusion 3 is tick in the white. So as I told you earlier, you want to check whether either or works for this. So if it is a cross correction, like conclusion 1 tick in one diagram, conclusion 3 tick in another diagram, right? So obviously it is either or choice, okay? So the answer is either 1 or 3 follows and 2 follows, because tick for 2 in both the diagrams. So option. So here is problem 7. So here are the given statements and the conclusion. Now let's check whether there is no in the conclusions. Yeah, I have no in the conclusions, so obviously I have to draw 2 diagrams for the statements given here. So now you please look at the conclusion. You could find some pins are hammers, no pin is hammer. So pins and hammers are related in 2 sentences, one using some and the other using no. So there are more chances for the answer to be either or. Please try to understand. So there are more chances for either 1 or 3 follows, but we have to cross check it. That is very, very important, okay? So we are going to cross check this using 2 diagrams. So diagram 1 is no brain diagram. All pins are rods. So P is the inner circle, R is the outer circle. Second statement is some rods are chains. So R and chain must be intersected like this. And next, all chains are hammers. So I am going to draw this way, right? Now I am going to draw the other diagram. All pins are rods. So again, pins, inner circle, rods, outer circle. Some rods are chains. Now what could I do? With my imagination, I will be saying the chains could be even pins like this, right? So this is the diagram. Next I will be saying all chains are hammers. So obviously chains should be completely enclosed by hammers like this, right? Now we can check the conclusions for the diagram separately. For the first diagram, conclusion 1, what it says, some pins are hammers. So pins P and H, there is no relation between P and H in the first diagram, okay? For the conclusion 1, it is X in diagram 1. Now you please look at the diagram 2 at the bottom. What is the relation between pins and hammers? They are intersecting. So conclusion 1 is true for diagram 2. Now you again look at diagram 1 for conclusion 2. Some hammers are rods. Yeah, H and R are intersecting. So conclusion 2 is tick, right? Now look at the bottom diagram. So conclusion 2, hammers are rods. Yeah, there is intersection. 2 is again correct for diagram 2. Now you take conclusion 3, which is no pin is hammer. Now if you observe, pin and H are separate circles in diagram 1. So conclusion 3 is tick for diagram 1. Now you please look at diagram 2, bottom diagram. No pin is hammer. Oh, it's false, because there is an intersection between hammer and pin. So it is no pin is hammer is a wrong conclusion. So now I am going to compare both the conclusions. What I get is 2. Conclusion 2 is tick tick in both the diagrams. So obviously conclusion 2 follows. Now I am going to cross check, right? Cross check these things. Conclusion 1 and conclusion 3. Conclusion 1 is tick in one diagram and conclusion 3 is tick in one diagram. Now I can take this as either or, because even in the conclusion they indicate some pins are hammer, no pin is hammer. Obviously that is either or, and again I have checked it. In one part it is tick, 1 is tick, and the other thing 3 is tick. So obviously it is either 1 or 3 and 2. It's the correct answer. Problem 8. Here you have the statements and the conclusions. What you have to do is look at the conclusions and check out if you have the word no. Yeah, I have no here. So what I have to do is I have to draw 2 diagrams for the statements given here. So statement 1 is some fruits or flowers. Let me start with a no brain diagram. F, I used to denote flowers, and U, I used to denote fruits. Some, so intersection. Next one is some flowers are buds. Flowers is drawn already, so buds. Intersection again, because again it is some relation. Next one is no bud is leaf. No bud is leaf, so bud and leaf should be completely disjoint. Final one is all leaves are plants. So leaves must be the inside circle and plants is the outside circle. So diagram 1 is ready. Next I'm going to draw diagram 2 with my little brain. So some fruits are flowers. Some fruits are flowers. U for fruits, F for flowers. I am using intersection. Followed by some flowers are buds. So some flowers, F and B, they must be intersected. Now I am going to use my extra brain, and I may say even fruits, maybe some flowers or buds, right? I'm going to draw this way, right? Next one is they clearly say no bud is leaf. So make sure you should not use your intelligence to join bud and leaf together, okay? Because in the statement itself they have told no bud is leaf. So keep the bud and leaf separate even in the intelligent diagram, okay? So I'm going to draw leaf as separate thing from bud. Okay, bud and leaf are disjoint, but leaf they didn't say about how they didn't relate leaf with fruit and flower. So I draw with little intersection to fruit and flower, but completely separate from bud, because in the question itself they have told no bud is leaf. So bud and leaf are disjoint or separate. However, I with my brain I relate fruits, flowers and leaves together. Finally what they say is all leaves are plants. So now what I do is I draw a plant as an intersection of bud also, because in the question they didn't say no bud is plant or no plant is bud. So I use my little brain and I cover the diagram like this, right? Now we are going to conclude from the different diagrams. So conclusion 1 is no plant is bud. So in diagram 1, no plant P and B are separate. So conclusion 1 is tick in diagram 1, right? So now diagram 2, no plant is bud. So look at the diagram down, plant and bud. No plant is bud. No, I have an intersection there, right? P and B, I have an intersection. So no plant is bud is a wrong thing. So 1 is wrong. Next conclusion is some plants are flowers. So look at the diagram 1, top diagram, P and F, they are separate, but the conclusion is some plants are flowers, so obviously it is wrong. Now look at the diagram 2, bottom diagram, conclusion 2, some plants are flowers, P and F, yeah, they are related, so it is tick. Now third conclusion, some buds are fruits. Look at the diagram 1, top diagram, some buds are fruits, so B and F, it's correct. Buds are fruits, sorry, it's like U is fruits. So I hope you could understand the mistake what I did. I thought F for fruits and told it wrongly. Actually I have used U for fruits. So some buds are fruits, B and U are again separate entities, so obviously third conclusion is wrong. Now look at this diagram, bottom diagram, some buds are fruits, B and U, there is an intersection, so it is correct. Now we are going to combine them. Now you see whether either or conclusion is possible. No, either or conclusion is not possible. Why? Because if you observe the conclusion, there is no two words related. For example, in conclusion 1, plant and bud. In conclusion 2, plant and flower. Conclusion 3, bud and fruit. All the two words are different. All the two entities are different. So either or conclusion is compulsorily not possible with this kind of conclusions, right? Now we can check for the other possible conclusion. Take conclusion 1 in both the diagram, first diagram, both the diagram, it's like in one diagram it's correct, the other diagram it's wrong, so obviously it is wrong. Take the second conclusion, one diagram it's correct, that diagram it's wrong, so obviously conclusion 2 is wrong. Third diagram, again in one diagram it's correct, in the third diagram it's wrong, so obviously it's wrong. So the answer none follows is the correct option. So what I want to say you is, when you get no in the conclusion, please draw two diagrams. It's very important. And you check whether either or option is possible by reading out the conclusions. If two words are related in two sentences with some and no, then there are possibility for you to get either or as the option. Again, you have to check it out, only then you can say it for surety, okay? So here none follows is the correct answer. Problem 9. Go through the statements and the conclusion given here. First check out whether in the conclusion you have the word no. Here, yeah, of course I have the word no. So possibly I have to try to draw two diagrams for the given statements. So before going to draw the statement, when I look into the conclusion, I find some chairs are computers, no computer is chair. Also in the option I find either or choice in 2 and 3. Option 2 and 3 has the either or choice. So I look at the statement 1 to 3, I find chairs, computer in both conclusions 2 and 3. Look at the conclusion 2 and 3, you have the words chairs, computers in both the statements, in both the sentences, and they are related using the word some and no. So obviously there are more possibility for you to have either or option as the answer. So but I cannot for damn sure, I couldn't say either or will be the answer, because you have to check it out once and only then you can conclude. So we are going to check out whether either or will be the answer. Let's see now. So first, drawing the diagram, all chairs are tables. Look at the statement 1, all chairs are tables. So C will be the inside circle, T will be the outside circle. Second statement is all tables are telephones. So T, tables will be the inside circle, and telephones TE will be the outside circle, followed by all telephones or cell phones. So telephones TE will be the inside circle, I have drawn it already, and cell phone CE will be the outside circle. Next, finally they say no cell phone is computer. So no cell phone is computer. Cell phone and computer must be separate circles. So I draw computer as a separate circle because CEL, cell phone, is the outermost circle, right? So now can you draw any more diagram for the same statement using your intelligence, your creativity and imagination? I really couldn't do anything, because in the statements computer and cell phone should be separate. They have stated it as the last statement, that is no cell phone is computer. So probably I could not put computer anywhere inside because cell phone is the outermost circle. So I am restricted. I have been restricted not to put computer inside any of the circles through the last statement, no cell phone is computer. So obviously only one diagram is possible for this problem, and we are going to check out the conclusion. So looking at conclusion 1, all cell phones are tables. So cell phone is the outer circle and tables is the inner circle T. So I will be getting an arrow, inward arrow from cell phone to tables. So I should read it like some cell phones are tables. So it's clear that conclusion 1 is wrong. Next is conclusion 2, some chairs are computers. So C, chair is the inner circle and computer is the outer circle. So here C, chairs and computer are separate circles, right? There is no intersection between them. So obviously conclusion 2 given here is wrong. Now let's go for conclusion 3, no computer is chair. Now computer is a separate circle and chair is a separate circle. Yeah, they are separate. So conclusion 3, no computer is chair, is a perfectly correct one. So the answer is 1 and 2 conclusions are wrong and the third conclusion is correct. So option 4 is correct here. I just want you to give a message to you. The message is, you just look at the options. In the options, if either or is given, you just look at the conclusions. In the conclusions, if two words are related in two sentences, here chairs and computers in conclusion 2 and conclusion 3, using some and no, then there are more chances for you to get either or as the answer in many of the questions. Again, you have to check out whether really either or works or not using two diagrams. If you get only a single diagram, obviously either or will be a wrong one. If it is a two diagram, obviously either or will be the correct option in such cases. Compulsorily you have to draw two diagrams for either or to check out. If you get only one diagram for either or case, then obviously either or will not be the answer. That's it.